Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Marc Dunham, the chef of the Atherton Hotel and Ranchers Club. So you're driving home and you're all stressed out from your day. Maybe you forgot how to work your camera. Maybe your boyfriend irritated you. Maybe you had a rough day in class. Maybe you don't like your coworkers. Maybe driving home is making you stressed out. The last thing you want to do is get home and spend another hour and a half, 2 hours in the kitchen stressed out to make dinner for people who are probably going to give you a bunch of grief anyway. So we're going to spend 10 minutes today taking all the stuff that we learned in the previous episodes and putting it together to make dinner quick, delicious, and give you plenty of time to decompress and relax. So join us right here on Play With Your Food. So we're going to take the pasta sauce that we've talked about. We're going to take some of the vegetables that we talked about, and we're going to boil some pasta and put a real quick dish together of penne pasta with a little bit of marinara sauce and some baked chicken. And then I'm going to show you how to make a real quick vinaigrette for a very simple salad. Instead of buying the dressing at the store, you can just make this vinaigrette or any other vinaigrette once you learn the base. So let's get started. I've got a pot here boiling with water. Just like we talked about with rice, just like we talked about with vegetables, we're going to put a little bit of salt in. I wanted to show y'all something today when we talked about containers and quart containers. I love these quart containers. We use them at the restaurant a lot. If you can buy something similar at the store, this is a really great way to pack things in small, usable amounts. So we've got a little bit of penne pasta. Remember, a good ratio to remember with pasta is about 1 gallon of water to a pound of pasta to about a tablespoon of salt. So I'm going to start with getting the pasta in the water so that can cook, because that's going to be about 9 minutes. So while that's in there, another thing to remember with pasta is to make sure that right when you put it in, it's important to stir so that it doesn't stick. Don't put oil in the water, because the oil is just going to float to the top. It's not going to touch the pasta. It's not going to keep it from sticking. The only thing that keeps it from sticking is stirring it and making sure you have a proper ratio of water. Okay, so we got that on a high boil. Let's start talking about the sauce and getting the vegetable ready. We've got this asparagus already blanched off, which we talked about a couple episodes ago. So you spent Sunday getting ready. Now you pull this out of the refrigerator. It's ready to go. It's already cooked. All we're going to do is come back and slice this into usable pieces for the pasta. That's done. Now we're going to start to get the pasta sauce, which we conveniently made on Sunday and packed in our quart container, into a pan to heat up. Now that's on the burner. And if you're looking and seeing the little green specks on top, that was just a little bit of dried oregano. I added just a touch more of that, just because I like the flavor. So now we've got the pasta boiling. The sauce is in the pan that you made on Sunday that's ready to go, is in the pan heating up. I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt. The chicken is already in the oven. And what I used was just a chicken breast with skin on. That went in the oven about, 5 minutes ago. It's going to take a total of about 12 minutes or so. I'm going to come back and stir this pasta one more time. Make sure that it's not sticking. We've got a full boil going. Adjust the flame just a little bit because you don't want the water to boil over. All right. So let's talk vinaigrette. A lot of y'all buy dressing at the store, and that's perfectly fine. I want to show y'all a way to make dressing at home to where you don't have to worry about always buying the dressing. So vinaigrettes are typically 3 parts fat to 1 part acid. What that means is any kind of fat. It could be bacon fat, it could be olive oil, it could be canola oil, it could be a mixture of them, but it's 3 parts fat to 1 part acid. I generally go about 2.5 parts fat to 1.5 part acid because I like my vinaigrettes a little more tangy. So that's probably what we're going to do. But we're going to start out with a shallot. You guys can buy these at the store. Chop these just like you would chop an onion. We're going to go in the top, then we're going to go in the side, and then we're going to come back and cross-cut just to get a little bit of a mince. And that's all I need for the vinaigrette. I'm going to put that in a bowl. Now I've got a mixture of sherry vinegar and Dijon mustard. The reason for the Dijon mustard is Dijon mustard acts as an emulsifier. In other words, it's going to keep the olive oil and the vinegar together when we whisk it. So now that I've got that in the pan, I'll bring my whisk over here. I'm going to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, whisk that together, and then slowly start to drizzle this olive oil in. That's it. That's how easy vinaigrettes are. Now, if you want to put a bunch of flavoring ingredients in here, now's the time to do it. You can put parsley, you can put different kinds of herbs, different kinds of spices. The main thing to remember is just the ratio. 3 parts fat, 1 part acid, season it with salt and pepper, and then put whatever stuff you want into it. It's fine. Okay, that's done. I'm going to give this sauce back here a stir. Make sure that it's getting warm all the way through. That's going good. Pasta, stir one last time. Now that I've got the vinaigrette ready, the pasta is probably 2 or 3 minutes away. I'm going to go ahead and just dress my salad, which I've got just some basic salad greens bought from the store. If you like romaine, you can use romaine. If you like iceberg, you can use iceberg. If you like the bagged spinach, that's fine too. I've got the greens in. I'm going to take a little bit of red onion. Take this mandolin that we talked about in one of the episodes and slice some red onions fairly thin. There we go. I like them thin because I don't like big chunks of red onion to chew on. It's not a very pleasing texture or flavor. And then this is a watermelon radish that I got from the farmer's market. Any kind of radish will do. And again, with strong and kind of aggressive vegetables, if you go a little bit thinner, look how pretty those are. That's why they call them a watermelon radish, because they look like the interior portion of a watermelon. But anytime you have an aggressive vegetable like that, whether it's an onion or a radish, try slicing it thinner. You'll get a little bit more favorable results, I think. So now we've got all the vegetables in. I'm going to season with just a little bit of salt directly into the salad. A little tiny bit of pepper, a little bit in salad. And then just take a little bit of this vinaigrette. That's plenty. And just get in there with your hand and toss it around. If you don't like to get your hands in here, you can get those nice salad tongs or something and plate it. That's fine. And then always taste one of the greens to make sure that it's got enough salt, and this does. And then just put it on the plate. And you are good to go with your salad course, and it's nice and healthy. I'm going to check this pasta. Easiest way to check to make sure to see if it's done. Pull a piece out and taste it. If you like your pasta al dente, it'll cook. You'll have a little bit of chew right on the inside. If you don't like al dente, you don't have to worry about being a snob. If you like it softer, then just keep cooking it. Some people like it a little chewier, some people like it a little softer. I think that needs just 30 more seconds. So I'm going to make sure that this pasta sauce is completely warm. And I think I'm going to check the chicken real quick. Okay. That looks good. I'm going to let that sit right here for a second. Get all this stuff out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and slice this chicken. Here's that skin I was talking about. And all I did for this chicken was a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. See, I just put it on a little platter and baked it at 375 degrees. All right, the sauce is nice and warm. This chicken, I'm just going to slice on a bias, on an angle, so that it's got nice big pieces, and that's cooked all the way through. Pasta is done. So here we go. Here's what we do to finish. Get all this stuff out of the way. Simply going to drain the pasta. Bring the sauce up. Going to put the sauce, or the pasta in the sauce, I should say. In goes the asparagus that you sliced earlier. Just take a spoon, stir this around. And that is that. Put the pasta in whatever plate or bowl that you have. You can serve this to your family pretty quick. That looks like a big enough portion. Just going to clean up the bowl a little bit. And then I like to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top because I like Parmesan cheese, and a little bit of chopped parsley because, again, I like parsley. And then your chicken goes right on top. There you have it, a salad and a pasta dish with chicken to feed yourself or your family in about 10 minutes. Make sure and join us next week where we talk about bringing some of these food items together again.